Wife, 29 female, had an affair with a guy she met at a friend's wedding. I found the messages when she asked me to recover a work file she deleted. She said that and left for the gym, and I stayed home trying to fix the files on her laptop. She's not particularly tech savvy. Meanwhile, I work in IT. As soon as I powered on her Mac, it reopened all the apps she had open before, including WhatsApp, which synced to her phone. And right there in front of me was a photo of her in lingerie she never wore, except for like this one time. It got me curious, so I went through her messages. Yes, I snooped, and I'm not sorry about it. It turns out she had met him at her friend's wedding 3 months ago. She explained to her best friend in the messages that she planned to ask me for a divorce so she can be with the one being the guy. I gathered all the proof I needed, then I confronted her. She didn't try to deny or apologize for ruining our marriage for a fantasy she developed. Instead, she got mad at me for invading her privacy. She said she would have come forth with the fact that she's leaving me when she was ready and on her own. I'd appreciate some advice and guidance. Update 1. Wife had an affair with a guy she met at her close friend's wedding. Thought he was the one and planned to blindside me with divorce so she can start a life with him. However, I beat her to it when she gave me her laptop to recover some files. Instead, I uncovered her chats with the AP. It was only because she had sent a photo to the AP within minutes before, or I probably would have never found out. The key point is that the one is a 21-year-old guy who's in college who has now disappeared on her. I believe I was instrumental in that. After I uncovered the messages, I found him on Facebook and sent him a message. It freaked him out because I was promptly blocked. He was probably looking for a bored older woman to get in and get out quickly. But my wife got some fantasy in her head, and now she's on her own. She's out of the house, and there's no chance of reconciliation from my end. She wanted to test the waters with a trial separation, but I said there's no chance in hell I'm giving her a free pass to screw her AP. She's only just beginning to realize just how badly she's been fucked over, specifically financially. Cheaters deserve what they get. I'm no longer responding to her passive-aggressive texts. I have no regrets for every single angry message I've sent to her, and there have been many. I'm over her for the most part and have moved on surprisingly quickly. Edit. I have all the evidence I need, but since we live in a no-fault state, it doesn't matter at all, unfortunately. Update 2. Wife's been gone for 2 months now. I filed for divorce early July, and we've had the first mediation session. She made some preposterous requests, like 80% of my paycheck for the next 10 years, and my house. Both my and her lawyers saw right through her BS and told her it's just not happening. My lawyer is trying to avoid alimony completely because our marriage almost fell just short of the minimum duration. Yesterday, she texted me to let me know she's planning to return home till the divorce is complete, as she's come to the realization that she can't manage to live on her own with just her income. What? I blocked her, new number, and went on with the day. Later in the day, she showed up with a duffel bag and kept knocking on my door. I didn't open and pretended I wasn't home. I'm at a loss for why she thinks I'd let her back in. I talked with my lawyer and he says no, I do not have to let her back in because legally I'm in the clear since she left the house on her own accord. I have text messages as proof of this. Seeing her again has significantly hindered my progress in recovering from my mental health issues. Honestly, I'm not sure how bumpy the road to divorce would be. Final update. As of yesterday, I'm officially divorced. After nearly 6 months of a tedious journey and my ex trying to drag it out with her ridiculous demands, it's finally over. I'm finally free. I feel such a massive sense of relief, like I've been carrying this massive load on my back and set it down. A load I hadn't noticed before. She was denied alimony, since our marriage lasted only 2 years and 8 months before I filed for divorce. We live at a no-fault state, but my lawyer definitely used the evidence of her affair to my fullest advantage, kind of like a way to sway the judge. So my advice is, do not be discouraged even if you live in a no-fault state. Judges hate infidelity. I was devoted to my ex-wife. We weren't flawless, but what's a relationship without flaws? But she ruined it for a fantasy. Now she's single, living in a hostel with a roommate, and has to commute an hour and a half to get to work. Now I have to start over. It's tough being in this situation at almost 33, but I'm going to take this as a blessing. I have a chance to find someone more compatible, someone who meets my requirements and with whom I can meet theirs. Honestly, I'm excited. Now for some comments. I find it troubling how quickly today's young people jump to end their marriages over a single mistake. Marriage is about forgiveness and working through challenges, not throwing in the towel at the first sign of trouble. Divorce should be the last resort, not the first option. You didn't even give her a chance to explain or seek counseling. It looks to me like it wasn't even a physical affair. Congrats on finalizing the divorce. It's crazy how people can chase fantasies and end up losing everything. You've handled this with strength and resilience. Here's to a fresh start and finding someone who truly values you. Story 2. Married, owns home, both of us work. She's part-time. 3 kids, 5, 3, 1. 2 days ago, I updated my router software and discovered that my wife was using Snapchat. I had asked her about using Snapchat in the past, and she admitted that she used it, but only for silly faces with the kids. Okay, no biggie. Well, I was looking at the browser's usage to set up parental controls, and Snapchat was used for an hour. It was also used at the same time as Pornhub. I just guessed her username and password in Snapchat, and I found her sending a video to some guy. I screenshot everything I could. A few minutes later, she tells me she made a video while I'm at work and asked me why I was acting weird. I basically told her I would talk to her when I got home. She threatened to come to work, so I called her out. She claims this guy is from Texas. We live in Michigan. And he was just a random guy who messaged her on Instagram. According to Snapchat, the conversations were for 3 months. The day they became friends was the same day I had a huge fight with my friend. One of the reasons was because he was texting her and it was bothering me. I do not think she was sexting, snapping with him. There's a guy at her job I've been worried about. I've seen in the past that she's creeped his Facebook page, often. I found her old iPhone and opened it this morning and discovered a missed Facebook call from him 2 days ago. But he's blocked her on Facebook currently. I've made accidental Facebook calls before, but something seems fishy. She cannot activate her Snapchat and I can't get into it. Additional background. Years ago, after we got married, I discovered that early in our relationship, she kept up with an ex of hers, and after we had a fight one day, we broke up and she slept with him, and then quickly thereafter got back together with me. I only found out about this from her leaving her Facebook open. Also, she had pretended to be single often to get attention from men. Over this summer, she had a lot of plastic surgery. Boob job. Looks fantastic. I've posted pictures of her on Reddit. I've been pretty cool about showing her off. But this happened without me knowing. I don't really care so much about her watching porn. She's constantly accusing me of sexting other girls or that I'm watching porn, but I'm not sexting other girls. Occasionally, I watch porn if she's not around. I get we have a great sex life. We have sex often, almost every day, and some days, multiple times. Can anyone talk to me? I feel horrible. She claims she feels terrible. I have no friends I can talk to about this. Edit. She says she will delete her Instagram and social media accounts and give me passwords to everything. I believe she feels bad and knows she's fucked up, but I can't deal with the unknown. She's the type of woman who needs constant validation from men. There's no pleasing such a woman. Never. This isn't her first rodeo. You're only starting to see the beginning of what's going on. I doubt she'll ever be willing to share any details with you. So whether you like it or not, you'll have to live without knowing the unknown. Honestly, the details do not matter. It's enough that she sent these images to a dude. I'm doubtful she's only engaging in online activities and never in real life, especially when it comes to flirting. You could try to find out more from her, but the only way to really get through to her might be to secretly track or monitor her online or in person, or attempt to manipulate her into revealing a timeline of her sexual interactions with other men, then ask to take a polygraph to confirm the accuracy of her story. You might uncover some new truths, especially if you persist, but you're unlikely to get the complete truth. So the best course of action is to cut your losses and run. Good luck. Now for some comments. I'm very sorry that you've gone through this. Her sleeping with an ex after a fight and a breakup with you is a red flag. Also, her pretending to be single is another one. At least to me, these are red flags. I also think that posting pictures of her on Reddit with her new and improved body was also a mistake. With her track record and possible mentality that there may not be much difference between you showing her off and showing herself off. Edit. Then on the other hand, the sexting could have happened anyway. In any case, if you're planning to reconcile, I highly recommend that you both get into couples counseling. That and all social media should be completely open. Good luck. I'm in the same situation with my husband with Snapchat and porn. Oddly, we're in Texas. Kids are the same ages. He's had issues with his online habits for the entire 10+ years we've been together and has recently admitted he might be a sex addict. I'm looking for a therapist to undo all the stuff he's done to my self-esteem over the years. He says he's going to do the same, but I have to wait for his actions and words to match up. For the most part, I'm checking out of the relationship emotionally until I get my head right. And when that happens, if he hasn't put in the work, I'm going to be rethinking our marriage. You've heard the saying, once a cheater, always a cheater. It's true. She might feel bad, but my guess it's because she got caught. If you're okay with being cheated on again in the future, then do nothing. But if you stay, know she's going to cheat again. Maybe not in the next year or 2 or 3, but she will. Lastly, there's nothing you can do that's going to stop her from doing it again. Controlling her social media accounts, parental controls, or whatever isn't going to stop a cheater. I know. I tried and failed.